we want to see some of the things that Ricky can do. But Ralph wanted me to point out that Ricky can speak many languages and that he can be dressed in many sets of clothes. This is just one of Ricky's T-shirts. We might dress him later on.
Is Ricky happy to be here?
He seems happy. We'll find out in just a second.
Okay. Can you?
So, Tony, we're thrilled that you're here.
And thank you for having me, Nancy and Shannon. It's so lovely to be here. Just a couple things here. So you guys know, you're going to see me look down a couple times here. We've got a screen here that's hooked up to Ricky that we're going to run. We didn't have quite enough room for. But we're going to run just through a few things here so you can see how Ricky works. So Ricky, in an educational sense, is a tool, something that we want to use to help children engage and get comfortable with certain lesson plans. So a couple of things that we can do here, and this is aimed for younger children, think between about maybe 4 to 8, are colors, very basic things. So
tell me things that are red.
He's amazing.
Apples, hearts.
Good, very good.
My face, sometime.
Tell me things that are green.
Grass.
Our walls in the studio.
Not that anyone can tell with the green
Money.
screen. Yeah.
Right. Money is green, yes.
And so
Envy.
I'm sorry to cut you off there. I was going to say, and so there are many categories that we have here that we can pick from, and I'll show you just a few other ones here. The important thing about Ricky
He's so cute.
is that he is so cute, but also that he can affirm what the children are doing and saying. So if they say something correct, he can say something like,
Super job.
He's a little ABA therapist.
He is a little ABA
He's
therapist.
a cuddly ABA therapist.
Yes, I can imagine that's very reinforcing for a kid. I would want to do something to get him to say that. And so getting the answer right becomes something that they want to work towards. Love it.
absolutely. And the best part about Ricky, too, is that his secondary goal here is to help people with autism identify a skill or talent that they have that we can then use to develop a career for them, something that can help them to live independently later on in life.
So that would be for older kids.
Yes.
And how would you do that? That's a very interesting concept, but how would that work?
It's hard to point it out, but right here in his left eye, you might not even be able to see on the camera, but he actually has a camera inside. And over in the front here, between his legs, there is a little circle. He has a microphone that allows us to record each session so that therapists can go back later and look at them and deduce what's going on and decide, hey, you know, he really reacted strongly to things that had to do with mathematics or things that had to do with reading. He really liked spelling things. And these are things that we can start to build a profile for the child and say, okay, this is something he might be good at. Let's see what happens if we change the lesson plan later on.
Okay,
That is just brilliant.
It is, and I know when Ralph was in before we were live, he showed us this notebook that had all these different commands. There's so many things that Ricky can do. How easy is the use for a therapist to be able to jump into a session and be able to interact with Ricky and the child?
Extremely easy. In fact, if you guys can see the screen, I'd be more than happy to have you guys try it out here. So let me back it up here so you can see. There's many categories, sounding out letters, locations, mathematics.
Pick something, Nancy.
So I'm trying to see the cursor there. Okay.
So how about
what is workers?
Sure.
Workers.
And he announces the category, kind of preps the child for what's coming, you know.
Okay.
You don't want to spook them at all.
Right.
So then what you can do is you'll see that there are other choices from here. So there are big buttons on the screen.
Right. Okay, great.
So you could pick any of these.
What does a custodian use?
How cool.
Love it. A custodian uses a broom.
Who works at a pet hospital and takes care of animals?
Love it. A veterinarian works at a pet hospital and takes care of animals.
What does a librarian do?
A librarian keeps our books together.
And now the therapist is the one who would hear the right answer and then push the button so that Ricky would say, you're right.
Uses scissors, ribbons, and flowers.
A florist.
Florist.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. So basically, they would be able to hear both the child who's interacting and the therapist. The idea is that this is sort of a thing where it's very interactive and engaging, and the child gets all these cues so that they can know what they're doing correctly or incorrectly, and then the therapist can help guide that. Ultimately, we'd like to have a scenario where the therapist is able to be on the outside in the early sessions of the room and allow the child to interact with Ricky and just kind of come to comfort on its own. But we found in a lot of sessions that children within the first hour or two are very quick to take to Ricky. They even try to speak to him a lot of times.
I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
bet.
It's been a beautiful thing. And going forward too, as you guys can see, we have over 150 phrases already programmed in. Our goal in the future is to start catering lessons specific to each age group, eventually to each grade, and then to continue on things that maybe are not academic, things about social cues, interacting with others. There's a little bit of each of those right now, but our focus right now is simply to get the child comfortable and to start engaging with Ricky. And we've had a lot of success with that.
Wonderful.
I am sure you have. All right, so once again, can you give us the information of how to reach you and Ralph to, maybe possibly work with you, set up a program, because there are a lot of people working in the autism field that watch this program.
Yes.
Yes. Well, so you can contact us either through our website, scholasticrobotics.com. That's scholasticrobotics.com. Or you can contact us through the information that we'll provide with this episode.
Okay.
And I wonder, because he's you got the soft furry side, I bet you could customize that to look in lots of different ways so that a child would find that really fun as well.
Absolutely. He is a dog right now, but he could be anything. Let's say we find a child really likes elephants. We could design him to be an elephant.
Yeah.
For some reason, they want them to have a certain costume. Say that their dad is in the military or in the Navy and they like, a sailor or a camo or something.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to make them feel more comfortable and aligned with what they're doing. We can do many things, as you can see with that jersey, which we mocked up very quickly.
I love his little shirt, his little blue autism shirt. And we love his collar, too, that he's wearing the puzzle piece ribbon.
We do.
He's adorable. You guys have done an amazing job.
An amazing job. I just think this is such a fabulous idea. And the fact that you can actually, create it and implement it is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, conceptually, I get it, but putting all those pieces together, which I'm sure you had a lot to do with, Tony. And thank you for the work you're doing with our kids.
Thank
you so much for having us. We'd really like to help out a lot of people here, so hopefully we can get the word out about Ricky.
Thanks, Ricky.
Oh, hold on.
Keep up the good work.
Oh, I love it.
You too, darling.
You're precious.